The movie begins with a wide view of the Earth, slowly zooming in on America as a new day begins. Morning light fills the sky, and we're introduced to a family living there, two parents and their kids. The father is calm and kind, not the type to get angry easily. But his wife, Amanda, is the opposite, short-tempered, suspicious of everyone, and always ready for an argument. Both of them have jobs, and they live a pretty normal life. Their daughter is sweet and gentle, with a love for watching TV shows. Their son, on the other hand, is playful and a bit naughty. One morning, Amanda wakes up in a surprisingly good mood. With a smile, she tells her husband that she's planned a surprise vacation. She's already booked a house for them on a nearby island. Her husband, not wanting to argue, agrees. The whole family quickly gets ready and sets off for their trip, excited and cheerful. They drive for a few hours before reaching their destination. The house Amanda rented turns out to be beautiful and spacious. The kids jump into the pool as soon as they arrive, while the father begins unpacking the bags. Amanda heads to the nearby market to buy groceries and other essentials. While loading her shopping into the car, Amanda notices a man nearby. He's also stocking his vehicle with an unusually large amount of food and water, enough to last for weeks. The way he's preparing makes Amanda feel uneasy, like he's getting ready for some kind of disaster. But instead of asking questions, she quietly drives away. Back at the house, the family finishes getting ready and heads out to the beach. They sit together enjoying the view when they spot a large ship far out at sea. At first, it seems harmless, and they assume it will pass by. But after 2 hours, the ship is still there, and now it's even closer. Something about it doesn't feel right. Suddenly, the ship starts moving directly toward the beach. The family realizes they're in danger and runs, along with the crowd. Panic spreads quickly. Without stopping, the massive ship crashes onto the shore like no one is steering it. It's a strange, terrifying moment. The beach is cleared immediately. A security guard explains that something has gone wrong with the ship systems. In fact, this isn't the only one. Other ships around the world are behaving the same way. The family rushes back to the house. When they arrive, they discover that the internet is down and no TV channels are working. They can't even order food. With no other choice, they eat what they already have. That night, after the kids fall asleep, Amanda and her husband sit downstairs, having a drink. Suddenly, they hear someone knocking on the door. Surprised and alarmed, they open it to find a man named Scott and his daughter. Amanda and her husband are confused. Why would strangers come to their rental house? Scott explains that he is the owner of the house. He says Amanda spoke to him online to book it, but Amanda becomes suspicious. They never spoke on the phone, only through messages. Scott asks politely if he and his daughter can come in. Amanda's husband, trying to be kind, invites them inside. Scott tells them that he and his daughter live in the city, but everything there has gone dark, no power, no internet. He says they're not asking the family to leave, just to let them stay in the basement for a while. He even returns $1,000 of their rental money and promises not to cause any trouble. Amanda, however, still doesn't trust them. She pulls her husband aside and says she feels something's off. She thinks they may have bad intentions. But her husband tries to calm her down. He believes Scott is being honest and wants to help. He promises to speak with Scott one more time, and if anything feels wrong, they'll ask them to leave. So, they sit down and talk again. Scott seems sincere, though a bit nervous. Eventually, Amanda agrees to let them stay. Then, Scott's daughter turns on the TV. An emergency alert is showing on every channel. The screen says there's a total system failure. No power, no internet, no communication. It proves Scott was telling the truth. And now, it's clear to everyone. Something serious is happening in the world. The situation was becoming more stressful, and Scott, being a former government officer, looked more and more concerned. He sensed something serious was going on. The next morning, Amanda's daughter complained about the internet being down. She couldn't watch her show. When Amanda checked her phone, an emergency alert briefly appeared, but it disappeared before she could show her husband. He suspected someone might have hacked the system, but Amanda was still more focused on the fact that strangers were in their house. Her husband decided to go out and try to get information. After he left, Scott and his daughter came out. Amanda mentioned the alert to him. Scott seemed shocked but tried to stay calm. He reassured her that things would settle soon. To make her feel better, he shared a story about a virus that once caused similar chaos, created by two boys. Still, it was clear he was just trying to keep everyone calm. Scott and his daughter were worried too. His wife was supposed to be on a flight, and with all communication down, they had no idea if she was safe. Later, Amanda's daughter saw something strange outside. A huge group of deer stood still, just staring. It was unusual and creepy. Meanwhile, Scott checked on a neighbor. Their house was a mess, but no one was there. Amanda's husband, lost without GPS, met a frightened woman asking for help. She said she'd been lost for 2 days, but her panic made him uneasy, so he drove away. Soon after, a plane flew overhead, dropping red paper with Persian writing on it. It wasn't clear what it meant. Scott, remembering his friend had a satellite phone, tried to use it, but it didn't work either. The kids, unaware of all this, explored the woods and found an empty cabin. Amanda's daughter told her brother about the deer, but he joked and tried to scare her. They left shortly after. Scott believed the satellite failure might be linked to how American satellites had shifted position. Later, he went to the beach and saw a crash plane. Everyone inside was dead. Then another plane approached, and he ran. It crashed too, and a huge wave hit the house just as he made it back. He lied to his daughter, saying he fell in the pool, and then told Amanda the truth about the crash and the satellite phone. While this was happening, the kids heard a strange, loud noise in the woods. Amanda, worried, ran to find them and brought them home safely. But her husband hadn't returned, and that left everyone in the house deeply worried. Amanda's son said he didn't cover his ears properly during the strange sound and now felt odd. After sending the kids to their rooms, Amanda asked Scott what that sound was. She believed he knew more than he was saying. Scott admitted it wasn't a plane or bomb. It sounded like a sound wave weapon. Amanda was more worried about her missing husband. She mentioned seeing a man 2 days ago stockpiling food and water. She felt he had known something was coming. Scott revealed that man was his friend, someone who had prepared for this because he knew what was about to happen. Just then, Amanda's husband returned, shaken. He gave them a red paper dropped from plane. Amanda's son recognized a word on it from a game. It meant death of America. The rest was unreadable, but it was clear this was an attack. Frightened, Amanda and her husband decided to leave for the city with their kids. Scott warned them not to go. He believed the city would be more dangerous, but they didn't listen. On the road, they found a traffic jam caused by a massive crash due to system malfunctions. As another car rushed toward them, Amanda managed to swerve just in time, narrowly avoiding another accident. With no way forward, they returned to Scott's house. Later, Amanda's husband spoke with Scott's daughter while Scott explained more. His friend, the same man Amanda saw, was wealthy and had built a secure house with all the essentials, fully prepared for a crisis. To lift their spirits, they played music and danced. But suddenly, they heard a strange noise again and spotted a group of flamingos outside. Very unusual behavior. The loud, painful sound returned, shaking the house and causing objects to break. When it finally stopped, everyone was terrified, and Amanda's family slept together out of fear. The next morning, something terrifying happened. Amanda's son's teeth began falling out one by one. Amanda and her husband panicked. They had no idea what to do or who to call. Scott suggested going to his prepared friend's house, thinking he might have medicine. Amanda's husband, Scott, and her son went together. When they arrived, the man pointed a gun at them and told them to stay back and park away. Scott was shocked. This was once his friend. Amanda's husband pleaded for help, explaining their son's symptoms. But the man said tooth loss was happening to many and believed the strange sound was affecting people's minds. He refused to help. Scott was upset and reminded him they were once close. But the man said those days were gone. Now it was about survival. A war had started, and everyone had to protect their own. The tension escalated, and both men ended up pointing guns at each other. Amanda's husband stepped between Scott and his friend, trying to calm him down. He begged for help, saying if the roles were reversed, he would have helped. He even offered money, But Scott's friend replied that in a world without government or law, money would mean nothing. Still, he finally agreed to help and gave the medicine for Amanda's son. He also shared his theory. He believed this attack could have been done by Korea, China, Iran, or any other enemy nation. America had made many enemies over the years, and now they might have united to strike back. But no one knew for sure who was behind it. On the way back, Scott told Amanda's husband he had sensed this was coming. Amanda's husband asked what he meant. Scott explained that to destroy a country, enemies usually follow a three-step strategy. First, break communication, cut off the internet, TV, and all contact with the government. That had already happened. Second, launch hidden psychological attacks, like the strange, painful sound waves. They confuse and terrify people, making them distrust one another and act selfishly. That too was already happening. And if these two steps succeed, the third follows naturally: total collapse and a war. With no law or leadership left, society would fall apart. Meanwhile, Amanda and Scott's daughter searched for Amanda's missing daughter. They found her in a forest cabin. As they listened closely, they heard noises outside. When they looked, they saw a large group of deer just standing still. Amanda startled them by yelling, and they ran away. From there, she noticed explosions in the city, bombs going off, chaos everywhere. Finally, we see Amanda's daughter had reached the secure house Scott had mentioned, his rich friend's bunker. It had everything: food, power, working internet, and even DVDs. Since she hadn't seen the last episode of her favorite show, she sat down to watch it. In the end, it was revealed that multiple countries had united to attack America with the intent to wipe it out. The strange sound waves and the unusual animal behavior were part of the secret attacks. But now, Amanda's daughter had found the perfect safe place where the entire family could live in peace. And with that, the movie ends.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.